The following is a sports broadcast presentation of TV 10 Martinsburg. It's time for the excitement of West Virginia high school volleyball, featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and the Musselman Appleman. Today's play-by-play coverage is being brought to you by
the Marius Group. Start planning for a brilliant future. The Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. D&D Meats at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Anthony's Pizza. Nobody does it better. Dave Pippenbrink State Farm Insurance. Call 304-229-0029 today. Panhandle Dumpsters, because you have a choice. PanhandleDumpsters.com. Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer. My Bank First United. Bank Local. And by Appalachian Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality meets comfort.
Standing by is our TV 10 broadcast team. Let's head to the court and get today's pregame show and play-by-play coverage underway. And a very pleasant good evening across the Eastern Panhandle or wherever you may be tuning in. Welcome into West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10. It's playoff time. Region 2, Section 1 action. 2 games across the section tonight. Our matchup is the Musselman Appleman welcoming the Martinsburg Bulldogs. It's the 1-4 matchup. The Appleman are number 1. Martinsburg is number 4. The winner of this one moves on to the sectional final on Thursday. The loser of this one is done for their 2019 campaign, and we will know that here in just a few short hours. And coming up in 13 minutes, we will have the start of this one. Matt Crawford here with you doing the play-by-play tonight. To my right, left, if you're looking at us right now, is volleyball Phil from Bunker Hill, Phil McCoy. Our TV 10 cameraman tonight is Zach Van Meter. On-site producer is John Alderton, and back at the studio is Eric Sterrick. Well, Phil, glad we were able to get some playoff volleyball in, and we will have 2 games for you this week, assuming that Musselman goes on for the win. Right now, the number 1 team in the state across AAA in West Virginia, so they are the favorite in this one. And we'll talk about that other matchup here in a minute, but right now it's playoffs. You can throw those records out the window. It's all about who gets the win tonight.
Absolutely. Everything goes out the window right now, because everything that you've done up to this point is really, other than seeding, it is meaningless. So while Musselman's number 1 in the state, and I think Martinsburg is number 11, number 4 in the section, it really, if they win tonight, all that's erased, and everything goes back to square one right now. So I'm sure Martinsburg's anxious to get the taste out of their mouth from the last 2 matches that they've had against Musselman, where Musselman swept them in both matches. If you remember the first one that we called here, there were some really tight sets, so maybe they can grow from that and get some confidence moving forward. But tonight should be interesting.
And you mentioned that first match that was here. That second match was just a few weeks back, and that was at Martinsburg, and it was a little bit wider of a margin in those 3 sets, or at least the first 2 of the 3 straight sets that got Musselman that win. In set 1 it was 25-12, set 2 was 25-13, set 3 in the deciding set was 25-20. So you saw a late run for Martinsburg to keep that 3rd set close, but really that entire match was all Musselman.
Yeah, they controlled it from start to finish, and so if I'm Jody Wall and I'm looking for something to gain confidence, maybe I'll pay attention more to that first match opposed to the second one. But at that time, Musselman was humming. It was just before they went down to Parkersburg and won that tournament. So you know what? If I were Coach Wallen, I'd be watching a lot of the Hedgesville film where they actually took Musselman in 5 sets. I would pay a lot of attention to that and focus on the first set or first match opposed to the second one.
All right, this is not the only matchup tonight in Berkeley County. Really, what on paper looks like could be the more competitive match tonight is at Hedgesville, and that is the 2-3 matchup. That is the Hedgesville Eagles welcoming the Spring Mills Cardinals. And Phil, you said last week that if it wasn't for your commitment to this Musselman program, that you would be very interested in seeing how that one's going to play out.
Yeah, we've got some people giving us some score updates, so I'm really excited about that. So you've got Spring Mills, who's on the rise. They finished, I think they finished the season ranked number 4 in the state, number 3 in the section. So I'm sure they're chomping at the bit, because again, whoever loses that match, they're done for the season. So you've got 2 outstanding teams in the state that their season is going to end early on because of the way the format is set up. So a lot of, I'm sure that's going to be an intense battle, especially with the proximity of the schools and a lot of those girls are playing together as well and traveling and being familiar with each other, probably going to middle school together. That's going to be a fun environment. So I'm anxious to see how that plays out.
Again, that is Region 2, Section 2, or Section 1. And Region 2, Section 2, that is Jefferson and Hampshire County. So you'll have the Jefferson Cougars, you'll have the Washington Patriots, and the Hampshire Trojans. And I think the clear favorite in that section is Jefferson from what we've seen this year.
Yeah, and they actually Washington beat them last night. So Jefferson season's over. Washington beat them in 5 sets.
Really? Okay.
Yes, they did. Washington beat them in 5 sets last night. So Washington will move on to play the number 1 seed over there, Hampshire. But ultimately, Washington and Hampshire will be here Saturday, regardless of who comes out of this section. So those two, it's already set in stone. Just who comes as number 1 and number 2 is the only thing left to be determined.
And again, 2 will be represented from each section, and then when you get to that regional final, you will have 2 teams play for a regional final, whoever those 2 may be. And no matter who wins that game, both will be able to move on to the state tournament. It's just more bragging rights, and you get that regional championship banner in the gym.
Yeah, you get the region, and you're right, it is bragging rights. And on some level, you would think, well, maybe the intensity won't be as high. But I think the expectation, although it hasn't played out since Musselman and Martinsburg played for the state championship, I think the assumption is that while you're playing in that region, you're going to see these guys again in just a few short days.
We'll break down this matchup a little bit more on the backside of this break. Let's go ahead and take our first break of the pregame show. Let's make it a 90-second break, and we'll come back and look at the keys to this match. Again, it is number 4 in the section, Martinsburg, at number 1 in the section, Musselman. And that coming up next, again, after this 90-second break. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
With 4 new car dealerships and 4 used car dealerships in 3 states, Parsons is the largest used car and fastest growing new car dealer in the tri-state area. Take Parsons Ford with huge savings on hundreds of new Fords, financing from 0%, Parsons' goal of financing for all, and Parsons' famous above-market trade-in allowances that help make Parsons number 1 for used cars too. See why so many won't buy anywhere but Parsons Ford in Martinsburg. We became number 1 by making you number 1 first. Parsons.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday. I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
Welcome back into Klein Court. We're at Musselman High School. It is the Region 2 Section 1 round of the West Virginia playoffs for high school volleyball. Musselman and Martinsburg just about 5 minutes away from getting started here. Now let's take a look at some of the keys here. Let's start with Martinsburg, as they will come in the underdogs. What do they need to do to keep it competitive the way that you talked about that first match they played this year, right back here being as competitive as it was?
I think ultimately what Martinsburg and almost every team that faces Musselman has to do is they have to put pressure on Musselman, cause a lot of bad passes, 1 passes, 2 passes, that will then disallow Musselman to kind of get their offense going. So I'm looking for some hitters to get going up front. I know they've got some girls that can swing. Joseph can swing, and when given opportunity, Carly Smith can swing. Kara Anderson can swing at the ball. So they need to be really aggressive as we sit here and watch them hit at the net. You can see that a lot of these girls can get up and they got a lot of power. A.J. Bishop, Avery Bishop, who didn't play in the first match that we covered, they've got to get some points and some aggression out of them in order to compete. But again, it's going to start with the pass. Everything starts with the pass. If the pass isn't if the setter isn't able to pass to a good hitter, then it's all for naught, and you're just going to have a lot of free balls.
All right, let's move on to the Musselman Appleman. They come in as the favorite not only in this section but the region, and being the #1 team across the state, they come in as the favorite to go and win that state championship. A lot of pressure on them, a big target on their back, but it's nothing new for this program.
Yeah, and as always, and especially the last few years, everybody's looking at Musselman because of their mainstay in Charleston, their maiden state in the state championship game voided last year. But same thing for Musselman. You know, they got a lot of young players, but they're not low on experience by any stretch of the imagination. So while their ages, you look down the roster, you see a lot of freshmen and sophomores, not a whole lot of seniors. They're definitely not low on experience. So they've got a lot of experience, and the moment's not too big for them. But again, you know, they got to fix some of the problems they had against Hedgesville, getting a block on some of the outsides and a few rotations. So I'm anxious to see how they alleviate that. I'm sure Martinsburg watched it, and I'm sure Martinsburg's thinking, hey, if we can get pressure on the outside, we can cause some trouble for them.
Yeah, looking right across the gym from our broadcast location, we're looking at those sectional championship banners or plaques on the wall. There's a lot of volleyballs up there. This is not foreign territory for them. 2017, 2016, 15, 14. You look at regional champions, the same thing. 2018, 2017, 2016, the state runner-up, state championships. There's a target, but again, they're used to it, and especially when you look, maybe not necessarily all these players, but Coach Marks knows how to handle himself in these situations. Yeah, and again, it's not unfamiliar territory. They'll approach this just like any other game, but truth be known, it's not any other game. If they have a bad one, if Martinsburg gets a lot of confidence early, and gets hot, that could end their season really quick. As good of a season it has been, it could end really quick if they don't come to play. Looking forward to this one. Let's go ahead and take one more 90-second break. Then we'll be back and take a look at the rosters of both of these teams. We'll have the national anthem and then get you ready for some high school volleyball action. It's playoff time. Duncan, we're back in 90 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
Let me forget.
Welcome back into Klein Court. We are at Musselman High School. Again, it is playoff time across the state of West Virginia, at least for volleyball. Right here on TV 10, we'll have high school football coverage for the playoffs. That's starting next Friday and Saturday. Catch the Martinsburg Bulldogs right here for all of their action. And similar to what this Musselman volleyball program is, the Martinsburg football team probably has that same pressure on them this year. So a lot of competitive teams across the Eastern Panhandle this fall, including the Hedgesville Eagles boys and girls soccer team, which are heading to the state championship. So this fall, a lot of talent and a lot of talented teams across the Eastern Panhandle, and we will keep you up to date on all the volleyball stuff throughout the game tonight. We will keep you up to date on the soccer state championships on our Miller Time talk show each weeknight at 5 o'clock, and again, the football playoffs coming up next week. Again, this is the time of the year where records go out the window. And Phil, you were talking about how you're wondering what strategy Martinsburg was going to go with tonight.
Yeah, I was watching them warm up, and I know they've tried this before where Ashley Wallen, typically they run one setter, so she's just going to set all the way around the floor. it's got its advantages and disadvantages. The disadvantage is for 3 rotations, you've only got 2 hitters up front, so it's kind of easy for the defense to tell, hey, this is where the ball is going. But when you run 2 setters, you can always have 3 up front. So I saw someone else setting. I'm wondering how much of an opportunity Ashley Wallen's going to get to hit up front, because again, they need some power. They need to put some pressure on Musselman, and that could be a good way to get it with Ashley hitting up front.
Well, the final horn for warm-ups has been blown here at Klein Court, which means it is time to take a look at both of these teams for the Region 2 Section 1, really semifinal game. Martinsburg taking on Musselman. Let's start with looking at that Martinsburg roster. Number 2, Gracie Wilt is a junior. Number 3, Haley Rudy is a senior. Number 5, Kiera Anderson is a junior. Number 6, Yakari Blanchard is a sophomore. Number 7, Avery Bishop is a sophomore. Number 9, Ashley Wallen is a junior. And number 10, Madison Brinegar is a sophomore. Morgan Andrews is a senior. She'll wear number 18. Number 22, Jalen Joseph is a sophomore. Number 23 is Abby Rohrbaugh. She is a senior. Ella Joseph is a junior, wearing number 27, and number 33 is Carly Smith. Jody Wallen is the head coach of the Martinsburg Bulldogs.
Martinsburg actually brought up one player, Kendall Holman, number 17 as well.
Let's take a look at the Musselman Appleman, led by head coach Sean Martz. Number 2 is Faith Ketterman, the 5'10 junior. Number 3, Danica Faircloth, the senior, goes 5'9. Number 4, Hannah Howard is a freshman. Number 5, Addie Walker is a freshman as well. Number 6 is Haley James, the senior. Number 7 is Addie Miller, the freshman. Number 8, Abby McCoy is a junior. Number 9, the libero Madigan Faircloth is a sophomore. Number 11, Lena Rainey is a senior. Caroline Shipley wore number 14 and is a sophomore. Sadie Wright is number 17 and a sophomore. And freshman setter number 25, Bella Hutzler. It's now time for the national anthem, and once again, at home, it'll be Haley James, so we will keep it right here as she will sing the national anthem.
Broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight, o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave.
Haley James with the national anthem, like she has done every home game this year. A great job, even though she didn't think so walking away from the scorer's table. Always a great job. Again, we have the Martinsburg-Musselman matchup starting in just a few seconds, and we'll give you scoring updates as we get them from the Spring Mills Hedgesville game. Same time, so we will be at pretty similar locations, although I expect that one to go 5 sets with as talented as both of those programs are. And hopefully the last time we were together, we saw a fantastic match between the Hedgesville Eagles and the Musselman Applemen, so hoping for something very similar here, because again, it's playoff time. You expect the intensity to be up, you expect the competition level to be up, and really looking forward to this one.
Yeah, absolutely, and I'm anxious to see too how Musselman, they've actually got a key member of their team that's setting a home tonight, Skylar Fleming. They lovingly know her as Skillet, but she brings a lot of emotion to this team, and she's the manager. You won't see her out on the court, but she's a mainstay over there on the sideline. So they're missing her. I guarantee they're talking about her right now. But I like to see this intensity come out. Now, part of this intensity, now this isn't football, right? So I'm thinking I'm an offensive lineman. The more intense I could be, the better. Now, I wonder if you're going to see a lot of serves out of bounds, serves in the net, a lot of hitting errors because of that increased intensity at being playoff time. So we'll see how that affects each team.
Yeah, I know even within the game, each player is different. I was an offensive lineman just like you, so that intensity level is always a good thing, trying to put somebody on their back and get that early pancake to really set the mood. But even in the game of football, which we compare a lot being two football players, there are players that react to intensity different. I think it's the same thing no matter what sport you play. There are some that are going to show their intensity and be loud, be vocal. I think there's some that are going to let their play do the talk.
Yeah, absolutely. And again, you know, how they handle that could determine how the beginning of this game and the tone that's set. We've seen Musselman go down early in a lot of sets and then kind of regroup. I don't know that that's something that they would want to do tonight.
The Martinsburg Bulldogs will be in orange and black, no shock there. And for the Musselman Athlon, they will be in the white jerseys and the black bottoms. The libero for Martinsburg in white, Madigan Faircloth in that burgundy uniform. It'll be Abby McCoy getting it started on the serve for Musselman. And here we go. It's playoff time. We are underway. Set here at the net, a little bit of a back set, and we get a whistle immediately. And we're going to get a double hit on Martinsburg, point Musselman.
Yeah, we talked early about them trying to get Ashley Wallen involved, and that's what we saw right there. You had the setter trying to back set Ashley Wallen and just wasn't able to pull it off without the double.
Set again for McCoy, low line drive serve. It skims it on the way over, but it does get over. A tip for Bishop, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and she's one that we didn't see in the first matchup that was played here, and she's provided a little bit of boost. That was a heads-up play. The back right for Musselman didn't read the tip and didn't cover it.
Coming in is Joseph, coming in for Gracie Wilt. Serve for Martinsburg, and too strong, serving air, point Musselman.
That hurts Martinsburg a little bit. You typically serve your best server first to start the match to avoid that sort of thing. And Ashley's definitely probably their best server, so to get that out of that rotation without any points is going to sting a little bit.
Serve here for Sadie Wright, and that's going to be an ace for Wright. A good diving effort, trying to pancake it and keep it alive was Kiera Anderson, but couldn't get to it after the miss hit. Point Musselman. They take the 3-1 advantage here in set number one.
All for night, and we talked about the intensity. But Kiera got under that ball. It was just too deep for Martinsburg to do anything else with it.
Serve here for Wright again with that 3-1 advantage. Again, a little bit of a miss hit on that back line, but playable. Free ball over, see what Musselman can do with it. There's James sent it to the front, set by the Shipley. Tip for Hannah Howard. Bit of an overpass on the dig by Ashley Wallen. Didn't get over the net. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and part of what we had talked about earlier in the keys to Musselman, they want to get a block on the outside. So what they've done is gone back to the 6-2 now that Shipley's ankle's healthy again. That's going to allow them to have a natural hitter up front with Addison Walker, who's up from JV, so this is a big night for her.
Joseph sending it over, easily playable for the Appleman. Hannah Howard at the net, another tip, but Wallen is right there. Wallen's just going to have to send it over from the back line, and that one fools Haley James out of bounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, that was a good job by Wallen being aggressive, even though that wasn't a perfect set. That's not how you draw it up necessarily, but that was a good job by her by getting a swing on it.
Avery Bishop now to serve for Martinsburg. There's that serve, and Madigan Faircloth will start to return. Set for Shipley, and Addie Walker sending it over, playable for the Dogs. A set here is Anderson with a tip over, diving in was Madigan Faircloth. Backing out of the way was Caroline Shipley, and a little bit of miscommunication on that back line. Point Martinsburg, they're back within 1-4-3.
Yeah, maybe a little bit of rust because Caroline hadn't played much due to her ankle injury, so there's a little bit of confusion there between her and the libero on who should play that ball.
Set here for Shipley. There is Hannah Howard. A hard swing, but a good block at the net by Joseph. Point Martinsburg, and we're tied here at 4.
Yeah, and Martinsburg recovered the way that you would want to from that kind of a slow start, especially from the serve error from Wallen to start. You don't get many of those from her, so to be able to come back is big.
That one a softer serve from Bishop, but playable. Tip at the net for Walker. That's blocked. Now she'll set for Howard, and a tip over. And we're going to get a double on Musselman. Point Martinsburg, and they take the lead 5-4 here in set one.
Yeah, that double was on Walker, and that's not a natural position for her. That's not something she would normally do, is set that ball, but it was dug by the setter, so therefore she had to set it. So just a little bit of setting inexperience there.
Set here for Shipley. Hannah Howard, a strong swing, deflected at the net, a good block, and just really not playable for Martinsburg from there on out. Point Musselman, and we're tied at 5.
Yeah, and that's kind of way that you want Musselman would like to see it, to get a good pass, good set, and a good swing. Looks like nothing spectacular, but all three of those were good plays.
Bella Hutzler now to serve for the Applemen. Set number 1, 5, serving 5. Serve to the back line, running it over is Haley Rudy. The set here is Kiera Anderson, has that blocked at the net, now sending it over to the back corner. That one's in play. Point Martinsburg, found a gap in the back corner and were able to utilize it. Martinsburg now out in front 6-5.
That was a big play by Kiera Anderson over there. Had the heads-up play to play that with her hands. She may have gotten away with the double, but she was behind the up official, so he couldn't really see that. So she kind of got away with one, but a heads-up play and a great swing by her. They're going to need that from her as the night goes on.
Good swing for Howard, but right there was Brenniger. Another strong swing, good dig by Madigan Faircloth, set by Hutzler, swing by Hannah Howard, a blocked, good net play again for Martinsburg to keep it alive, and this one going to go out off of Bella Hutzler. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and again, that was another, it was a bump set, not exactly how you draw it up, but it was a good play by Joseph, 22 Joseph, to get a good swing on that.
Ella Joseph on the serve. Haley James with a overpass and an easy kill at the front of the net by Morgan Andrews. Point Martinsburg, and they're on a run right now. They have the 8-5 advantage.
Yeah, and again, you got an overpass. A good job by Andrews getting up and putting that down and making them pay for it. That was one maybe that shouldn't have been passed. That was out of bounds, but I'm sure Haley would shake that off really quickly.
That one going off the side of the hand of Ella Joseph. Point Musselman on the serve there, and it'll be Hannah Howard on the serve for the Applemen.
Yeah, to this point, Martinsburg's got a lot to be encouraged about with how they've played. They're up by 2, and they've had 2 serve errors. I don't think Musselman's had any yet, so when they're playing volleyball, they're doing well.
Bit of an overpass, but playable for Wallen. Now a tip over the net, and Bella Hutzler starts the return. Good swing, and another good block at the net. Great net play so far for Martinsburg, and a good swing again right there at the net was Andrews. Point Martinsburg, 9-6 Bulldogs.
Yeah, and that's some of that aggression that you need to see from Martinsburg to be able to compete with them. Now coming into the match right now, number 2, Gracie Wilt, and I think she should be setting from back there, so let's see what kind of impact Wallen can have hitting up front.
And it's going to be a point Musselman on the serve error by Wilt. Now the Applemen back within 2. It'll be 7 serving 9, and it'll be Faircloth, Madigan Faircloth, that is, the libero serving 7-9. There's that serve again to the back line, playable, and now a good swing, but too strong on that far side. Point Musselman, they're back within 1.
That wasn't a successful play, but that's what they need to do if they're going to utilize Wallen up front and not allow her to set all the way around. When she's up front, they need to get her the ball and let her swing.
Serve here for Madigan Faircloth. A bit of an overpass by Haley Rudy, and a tip at the net. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and it looked like there was a little bit of a joust up there over here on the outside. Not quite sure what happened, but good heads-up play by Martinsburg.
Kiera Anderson, 10 serving 8 here in set 1. The Dogs out in front. There's that serve from Anderson. Hannah Howard with the pass over to Danica Faircloth. That'll be a tip at the net by Faith Ketterman, playable for the Dogs. Avery Bishop sending it over. Good dig by Faith Ketterman. Set by Hutzler. Good swing by Faircloth. Now a set for Faircloth. Ketterman with the tip over at the net. A diving in, good dig by Gracie Wilt, and too strong on the return. Point Musselman.
A lot of hustle there on both sides of the ball, so they're at the right place at the right time. And a good Andrews kind of got up and tried to get on top of that. It went out of bounds. It's a point Musselman. But, again, that's what they need to do if they're going to compete right now. It's 9-10, and they're doing a good job.
That is 9 serving 10. Caroline Shipley on to serve for the Applemen. Return started by Kiera Anderson. Here's a set and a strong swing, but Hannah Howard right there. Good pass. As now Sadie Wright with a swing over. Playable for the Dogs. Good eye by Madigan Faircloth. That one just misses out of bounds after trying to find a gap on this side. It was Morgan Andrews a little bit too strong on the swing, and we are tied at 10 apiece.
We talk about body awareness by Madigan Faircloth, that she knew because of the area of that ball coming up on her head where it was going to be. Another good swing by Andrews. She's doing some damage up there.
Yeah, right now Morgan Andrews on that front line wreaking havoc. And Martinsburg regains the lead 11-10.
And Martinsburg switched their lineup a little bit. If you remember, they had the Carly Smith playing middle earlier this year, so they changed that up, I guess, looking for a little bit more speed, and so far it's worked.
The set was from Shipley to Faith Ketterman. That one deflects out of bounds, but it's going to be Faith Ketterman on the kill. Point. Musselman, we're tied at 11 here in set one. Into serve now again is Abby McCoy.
Yeah, somebody needs to go on a run here in a little bit, or it's going to be tight the whole first set. But good job so far by Martinsburg.
Serve here for McCoy to that back line. Pass up front, set for Bishop. And that one blocked at the net by Walker. But it goes out of bounds. Point. Martinsburg, they regain the lead, 12-11.
Yeah, that block, that body, that presence up at the net is what they're trying to get with Walker and running this 6-2 offense. Not necessarily blocking out of bounds, but that presence at the net will have an impact the next time she goes to swing.
Serve here for Ashley Wallen. Pass by Haley James. Now swing for Hannah Howard. Haven't seen a strong, really hammer Howard swing yet. That's too strong of a swing for Martinsburg. Out of bounds. Point. Musselman, we're tied at 12.
Yeah, Musselman, you just made mention of it. They've had a difficult time with, because of some of it being caused by Martinsburg and their aggression of getting a pass good enough to get a good set on so she can get that kind of kill.
Ace for Sadie Wright going off of Haley Rudy. Point. Musselman, the Applemen regain the lead in set one, 13-12.
Now, Sadie Wright's got a really good serve when it gets going. It's a high-risk, high-reward serve that she's got. So a lot of times you'll see it's either an ace or an error. Right now they're aces.
Another serve for Wright. The pass was by Bishop to the front, and now not able to get it over was Kiera Anderson. Missed that one short. Point Musselman, and they're out to a 2-point advantage here in set one, 14-12.
Yeah, those are the kind of mistakes that Martinsburg's going to avoid again to stay competitive this entire match.
Again, serve for Wright. Good dig by Haley Rudy. And now playable for Hannah Howard. Pass to Caroline Shipley. Right back to Hannah Howard again. Didn't get all she wanted on that one. It is Avery Bishop sending it over. Great dig by Howard and a free ball over for Sadie Wright. An overpass on the dig by Haley Rudy. And now Hannah Howard with a tip, but you could tell she was not comfortable going up to get that one. Missed it short. Point. Martinsburg, they're back within one.
Yeah, that set was a little bit too far outside the pin, and that makes it really difficult to hit. That's one of the least successful sets that you could swing at, is one tight and outside the pin. And that's what Hannah had to deal with right there.
Brenniger now on the serve for Martinsburg. Good dig by Haley James. Pass to Shipley. Here's the set from Shipley to Addie Walker. Once again blocked at the front by, looked like Ella Joseph for Martinsburg, and we are tied at 14-point dogs.
Yeah, Joseph and Kiera Anderson, look, they did a good job of reading that set and being there waiting for the swing.
Serve again for Brenniger, and a serving error for Brenniger. Point. Musselman.
Yeah, these serve errors right now, that's a really tight match, and you're starting to see serve errors from Martinsburg that you're not getting from Musselman. And this could be a gap right now had it not been for the serve errors.
Bella Hutzler now on to serve for the Applemen. And there's that serve, low line drive serve. Pass up in front here is the set, and a strong swing by Joseph. That one blocked by the front line. Believe that was Alina Rainey with that block. Point. Musselman.
Yeah, that was absolutely Alina Rainey, and to get her going, that really sparks the enthusiasm of this whole team. You can see the bench jump up when Alina got that block. She's a team favorite.
Quick on the serve for Hutzler, and Anderson, again, a missed time to hit there, just trying to send it over. That pass took her out of play, so a tough play for her to make, and couldn't get it over the net. Point Musselman, they're out in front by 3. It'll be 17 serving 14 here. Bella Hutzler still in the serve.
Yeah, she's kind of dealing with the same thing right there, where that set was too far and outside.
Again, a strong swing by Kiera Anderson, but didn't look like she was where she wanted to be again, kind of going around that antenna, and an easy opportunity on the front for Musselman. And Coach Wallen wants a timeout as Musselman is now out in front, 18-14. Let's take the 30-second timeout as well. Back with more of set one. It is Musselman 18, Martinsburg 14. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
They're my closest friends. We've been through a lot together. Seeing our kids off to college, Kelly losing her mom, my 50th birthday, I trust them with so much. So when it came to my finances, I trusted Kelly's referral to her Ameriprise advisor. Beth gives me the comprehensive advice that helps me feel confident my financial future is secure. With the right financial advisor, life can be brilliant. Ameriprise Financial.
Welcome back into Klein Court. It is 18 serving 14 following the timeout taken by Coach Wallen of Martinsburg. Bella Hutzler on the serve. Again, playable here. It'll be Kiara Anderson sending it over, and that's going to be a kill for Anderson. A diving effort by Bella Hutzler, but could not get to the ball. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, that's what you want to have a timeout. It was a good swing. She found a good seam for that. Didn't hit it directly to the libero. I think she was trying to go for the setter, which is a good strategy a lot of teams employ to take them out so they can't set the second ball.
Ella Joseph on the serve. The pass here to Hutzler. A set for Hannah Howard, and did get a good swing on that one. It was deflected by Joseph at the net, but a little too far out of her reach as she went sky high to get that one. Point, Musselman, 19-15.
There was that hammer swing that we've been waiting on so far.
Serve here for Hannah Howard. Rudy with the pass set here, and again it's Anderson with the tip, but Bella Hutzler is right there. A set for Faircloth, to Faith Ketterman. Good swing again, blocked, and a miss hit. Running it down was Rudy. Now a free ball over. See what Musselman can do here. Set for Hutzler right there. A strong swing for Danica Faircloth, and she'll get the kill with that left hand. Point, Musselman.
No question about it. Danica Faircloth's had an impact on this game, whether it's blocking. She got them emotional with her blocks, and that was a great swing. Have an update from Hedgesville. Right now, the first timeout was called. Spring Mills leads 15-12.
15-12 Spring Mills in the other Region 2 Section 1 game. That'll be a point Martinsburg serving in for Hannah Howard. And right now, Martinsburg running out of time. They're going to need a run here if they want to stay in set one.
Yeah, really important, I think, for Musselman right here to limit this serve run to one or none in order to keep this momentum they've got going.
Set for Hutzler, swing for Faith Ketterman. And now a bit of an overpass blocked by Alina Rainey, and they're going to get a lift on Rainey.
Yeah, she blocked the ball. It kind of rolled down her body. She didn't have much of a choice to get it off of her. It was almost like a hot potato. She had to get rid of it, but she lifted a little bit.
Serve for Gracie Wilt. Good dig by Hannah Howard. A bump set to Ketterman. Good strong swing, deflected a little bit, but Haley Rudy able to run it down with the dig, free ball over. Rainey with the pass set by Hutzler. Right there is Faircloth again, and she gets the kill with that left hand. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, senior coming through big right there. I'm going to point out her sister, her little sister, with a really good heads-up play on that first pass. The setter couldn't quite get there, and she stepped up and gave a good set to get that rally going.
21 serving 17, Madigan Faircloth on the serve. One to that back corner, Kiara Anderson will start the return. Now Haley Rudy will send one to the back line, but too strong, out of bounds, point Musselman.
Yeah, and that's not what Martinsburg's looking at to get out of this 6-2 offense. So they got a different setter in there. Their setter, Ashley Wallen, who's playing front row swinging right now, is an all-state setter, but they're trying to get someone else to come in and get her the ball. That's not what they're looking for right there.
Point Martinsburg, and Coach Wallen going to take another timeout, is only 3 points away from falling in set number one. We'll keep it right here for the timeout. Want to take this opportunity to thank all of our sponsors: Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, D&D Meats, Anthony's Pizza, State Farm, Dave Pippenbrink Insurance, Panhandle Dumpsters, Bechtel Jewelers, My Bank First United, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, and Parsons Ford. And, of course, our title sponsor is the Marius Group. And I know, Phil, you guys have a special event going on right now, right?
Yeah, we do, actually, and as soon as we get to stop and play, and I'll describe it more, but we're accepting donations for Meals on Wheels right now, so I'll get into that more maybe at a break.
Serve here for Madigan Faircloth. He passed by Wilt up front, and this is going to have to be a free ball over, and it is. Hannah Howard running it down, pass to Hutzler. Set here for Sadie Wright, and a tip over, and they're going to get another lift on Musselman. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, the call was basically saying that Sadie Wright, who was trying to tip the ball, kind of reached over, and instead of tipping it or hitting it, she grabbed a hold of it, lifted it, and maybe threw it a little bit.
On the serve now is Kiara Anderson, the serving error for Anderson. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, that's not what they wanted right there, especially as it's getting close to 25. Musselman hadn't played their best volleyball right now. If they can hang on here, that would be huge because they'll get it together eventually.
Caroline Shipley on the serve, 23 serving 18 right now. There's that serve for Shipley. Low line drive, that's going to be an ace for Caroline Shipley. Good diving effort by Haley Rudy. but could not come up with it. Point Musselman, and they're 1 point away from taking set number one.
Well, that was a nasty serve. You said there was no spin on that ball whatsoever, and as soon as it cleared the net, it just dropped right in front of the defender.
Serve here for Shipley. A set here is Avery Bishop with the tip over. Right there is Caroline Shipley pass. Madigan Faircloth. To Addie Walker. That one blocked by Avery Bishop, and that's going to be a double hit. Point Musselman, and they will take set number one, 25-18. Let's take a 90-second break. We'll have stats from set number one when we come back and set you up for set number two. Again, in the first, it was 25-18. Musselman over Martinsburg. Back in 90 seconds. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
At Anthony's Pizza Inwood location, nobody does it better. We make our own dough and we bake it fresh twice daily. That's freshly baked twice a day to make sure your pizza always tastes great. Take advantage of our Anthony's Pizza special offer. Get 2 large one-topping pizzas, just $17.99. And when you buy 3 12-inch subs, the 4th one's on us. For the best in freshly made pizzas, subs, calzones, stromboli, lasagna, and more, it's got to be Anthony's Pizza, 372 Middleway Pike in Inwood. Call 229-7373 for delivery. Anthony'sMenu.com.
Welcome back into Klein Court, set one, going the way of Musselman, 25-18. Let's take a look at some stats from set number one. Take it away, Phil.
Before I give you the stats, and we get another update from Hedgesville, Spring Mills is up 21-18. Another timeout was called. Don't know who the timeout was called by, but in set one, Spring Mills up 21-18. What stood out to me as far as stats are concerned with the serve errors, that we typically see Musselman with the more serve errors because of how aggressive they serve the ball, attempting to get aces, but in that entire set, they only had 1 serve error. Now they only had 3 aces, but 1 serve error may have been the difference, and that being a really tight set and not. They were kind of out of system a lot. They passed okay, but it was out of system. Finding their way, they've got a new player on the floor. It's not a new player, but hadn't played in a while, Caroline Shipley and Addison Walker, so they're just kind of finding the groove, knocking some of the rust off.
The teams have switched sides of the court, and we get the final rotations where they need to be. And it'll be Ashley Wallen starting the serve for Martinsburg.
Yeah, and again, it's important for them to get on a little bit of a run here while they got their best server back there.
Here comes that serve for Wallen. Good dig by Hannah Howard. And Madigan Faircloth able to run it down. Free ball over, sent over by Walker. See what Martinsburg can do here. Good block by Walker, and I believe Sadie right there as well. Good swing by Faith Ketterman, back to the back line. Rudy is right there. The set here is Bishop will send it over, and we're going to get a net call on Musselman. I believe they're going to get that on I believe that was Sadie Wright.
May have been Sadie. It would have been a kill either way. Bishop got a hold of that ball, and that would have been a kill whether she was in the net or not, so it was a moot point.
So point Martinsburg, a low line drive serve. Hannah Howard, I think, was a little surprised that one got over the net, the way she reacted to that. A bit of an overpass out of bounds. Point Martinsburg, and they jump out to the 2-0 advantage here in set two.
Yeah, and oftentimes we're talking about this in terms of Musselman, but that's an aggressive serve, and you can see early on with these 2 points that that's caused a bad pass to start. There's another one.
And this is going to be a free ball over, sent over by Ketterman. A set here, and again, it's Avery Bishop with the swing. That one blocked, out of bounds, point Martinsburg.
That's a few times that Walker's gotten up and gotten in front of the ball, so she's been a presence. She's not quite getting her hands turned back into the court, and it's going out of bounds.
3 serving 0 here in set number 2. Again, low line drive serve. A pass up to Caroline Shipley, who sets it to Faircloth. Great effort by Kiera Anderson. And now Bishop with a bit of a miss hit, didn't get over the net. I believe that probably would have been blocked either way if it did get over the net. Sadie Wright was right there. Either way, point Musselman.
All that started with the pass on the first 3 points where they didn't get a good pass due to the hard serve by Ashley Wallen. That one they did get a good pass, put pressure on Martinsburg, and there you saw the end result.
Set here and a strong swing for Joseph. Good dig by McCoy on the back end. Set here for Wallen. Again, Avery Bishop on the swing. Had to go over top of Sadie Wright and Walker, who were right there. Forced that one to go long. Point Musselman.
Bishop will stay aggressive. Remember earlier in the first set we said that presence there at the net will have an impact at some point.
Serve for McCoy, and able to run it down momentarily was Avery Bishop. But that's going to be a point Musselman, and we are tied at 3.
Yeah, we see a little battle of the first servers going after each other here.
3 serving 3. Serve for McCoy. Pass by Rudy up to the front here is a set and a good swing. That was Joseph. Set here for Caroline Shipley, and a block at the net on the swing by Addie Walker. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, didn't quite clear the net there. Good heads-up play on the part of Martinsburg over here.
Coming in to serve is Madison Brinegar.
I think this is the first time we've seen her this evening.
No, she was in the first set, called her name a couple of times. And going to call her name there as a serving error on Brinegar, and point Musselman, we're tied at 4.
I stand corrected. I'd like to point out in that first set something we didn't mention, that Haley James kind of started off slow in that first set, but she really came on when the rotation came back around, so that was another big lift for Musselman in that first set.
4 serving 4. Sadie Wright is going to get the ace here after going in. Haley Rudy trying to start the return, and that pass going backwards. Nobody able to run it down. Brinegar was the closest with a diving effort. That'll be a point Musselman.
Yeah, and then give you another update. First set is now over. Spring Mills won 25-22.
And another ace on the back line for Sadie Wright. Again, off the deflection, point Musselman.
That's what Musselman needs here. In the first set, they only had 3 aces. Actually, 3 aces isn't bad in a set, but doing a good job here. I think that's the third one. One by McCoy, 2 by Wright early in this set.
6 serving 4, Wright on the serve. A pass by Rudy, able to run it down. And a swing for Anderson, sending it over. Set here for Howard with the tip, running it down. And again, good net play, push over, but Sadie Wright is right there. A set by Shipley, good strong swing by Howard, and that one inbounds. Point Musselman.
That was good athletic play by Howard. That set was a little bit behind her, but she did a good job reaching back and still getting a good swing on it and finding the line over there.
7 serving 4, again, Sadie Wright. Right now in a groove. Serve for Wright. Again to the back line, and that is Brinegar who will start the return free ball over. Let's see what Musselman can do. And coming in was Caroline Shipley. Didn't get the best pass she wanted, and that'll be a point Martinsburg.
And I think there's some confusion there at the very start. That's not one that they would want Caroline to pass to begin with. They would want the opposite to pass that so Caroline can set it.
Serve coming from Joseph, set here by Shipley, and a strong swing by Hannah Howard, and that one will ricochet off of Ashley Wallen, going back behind the antenna. It looked like point Musselman. They regain the 3-point advantage, 8-5.
Yeah, I think Wallen was anticipating a tip there. That was not a tip, so she was a little close to the attack line, so it was right at her. She didn't have much time to react to it.
8 serving 5, Hutzler on the serve. Rudy will start the return. Strong swing by Kiera Anderson. That one deflected at the net, blocked at the net. It looked like Danica Faircloth up there trying to block that one at the net. Goes out of bounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, good job by Kiera staying aggressive.
Yukari Blanchard now to serve for Martinsburg. That one, a serve that barely got over the net, and I think fooled Musselman from the start. Point Dogs.
Yeah, that's kind of an awkward serve. She missed it a little bit. I don't think she meant to do that, but it came at an awkward angle. It was a good pass by Hannah, but the spin on the ball was a little bit much. The set was too tight. Set
by Hutzler. Hannah Howard, a strong swing, but blocked again by that front line. And right now Martinsburg's got who they want up front. And we saw this front line wreak havoc when they were in that rotation in set number 1. See if they can do the same thing here in set 2 We are tied at 8. Blanchard again on the serve. A pass here by Haley James, set by Hutzler. Hannah Howard with the tip, and that one out of bounds. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, that was an absolutely perfect pass by Haley James. Confusion there on whether the ball is in or out. The crowd doesn't like it, of course, but line judge looking right down and calls it out.
We were on the opposite side from where that play happened, so tough for us to get a good angle on it. And again, a home crowd here for Musselman, as that one will go out of bounds, too strong. Point, Appleman, 9-9.
Yeah, and I couldn't see it myself, but it's awfully convincing when the line judge is, when he's down looking right down the line. He was fairly certain on it, so he sold it to me.
9 serving 9, Hannah Howard on the serve for Musselman. There's that serve. Once again, Rudy right there to start the return. Good net play up front. It was Lena Rainey again. We have seen her wreak havoc on that front line, and good net play so far by Rainey. Point, Musselman.
I couldn't tell if that was Rainey or Faith Ketterman, but either one did a great job of reading that overpass.
Hannah Howard on the serve. A pass by Rudy. And now Kiara Anderson trying to send it over, and that one won't get over. Point, Musselman. They take the 2-point advantage here in set 2, 11-9.
Yeah, and here you got to watch out for runs. If you're Martinsburg, you don't want them to go on a 4 or 5.6 run right now.
Howard on the serve. Again, starting to return is Rudy. It's going to be a free ball over. See what Musselman can do with it. Set for Hutzler. And Danica Faircloth with the kill again. That left hand has been deadly so far here in this match. Point, Musselman. They're out in front by 3, 12-9.
Yes, it has been, and it's been a spark that they haven't gotten a lot of. Good timeout by Coach Wallen. But not only blocking, but swinging at the net for Danica Faircloth. Coach
Wallen takes a timeout. We'll take a 30-second break as well. When we come back, more from set 2 from Klein Court. It is Musselman 12, Martinsburg 9. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
Welcome back into Klein Court. Matt Crawford, Phil McCoy, your broadcast team. John Alderton, our on-site producer. Zach Van Meter, our TV 10 cameraman. Eric Sterrick back at the studio. It is 12-9. Hannah Howard to serve for Musselman. There's that serve for Howard. And again, a overhit. 2 players right there. I think a little bit of miscommunication by Brenniger and Haley Rudy. Either one in great position to make that play. It was probably Haley Rudy's volleyball on the way over. Point, Musselman.
Her being a libero, but it was shanked, and I don't know if it was a shank due to her platform or just a miscommunication.
Good dig by Rudy. A set here and a strong swing, and that's going to be a kill for Morgan Andrews. Point, Martinsburg.
Man, every time we see Morgan Andrews, she gets a little bit better. And she's somewhat new to this game. Last year was her first year, but she's got the height. She definitely has the explosiveness to get up, but every time I see her play, she's a little bit better. Hey, another update from Hedgesville. Hedgesville's taken out in the second set. They're up 6-1. Just got a timeout from Spring Mill, so Hedgesville up 6-1 in the second set.
Anderson on the serve. Pass here to Faircloth, set by Hutzler. And Danica Faircloth with that left hand again. That one blocked at the net, goes out of bounds. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, and you see that a lot of times. You say, hey, you got a block, and it's good, but it's not luck. Those blocks have to get up. Not only do they have to get up, but they have to angle that block back into the court, or it's not a complete block. It's just going to go out of bounds on you.
Bishop will tip it over. Right there is Madigan Faircloth. Pass to Hutzler. Set, and strong swing by Sadie Wright, and Martinsburg not able to set up a return. Point, Musselman. They're out in front 15-10.
Yeah, and that's a name we haven't heard a whole heck of a lot of tonight. I'm sure that's something in the game plan to get Sadie Wright going. She very well may be the best middle in the state, so you want to get her going as soon and as much as possible.
Faircloth again on the serve, and that's going to be an ace for Madigan Faircloth. Point, Musselman. They're in front now by 6 in set number 2, 16-10.
Well, that serve was something else. You can see it coming over the net, real close to the net. No spin on it, and it was moving enough to make you dizzy.
Good opportunity here for the Dogs. Set and kill again. That was Andrews. Point, Martinsburg.
I want to brag on Andrews a little bit again. That set was probably way too tight for the liking of most other opposites, but her ability to get up and high enabled her to still be able to hit that ball. So good job by Andrews.
Haley Rudy on the serve for Martinsburg, set by Hutzler. Ketterman has her swing blocked at the net, but a ricocheting strong off of Ashley Wallen. Point, Musselman, 17-11, Lady Appleman.
That's why you swing hard. If those blocks are there, if it swings hard and ricochets back, it'll end up doing exactly what it did right there.
17 serving 11. Caroline Shipley on the serve now for Musselman. Here's that serve, getting to the back line, an overpass, and easy work for Faith Ketterman. Point, Musselman.
That's a few times that we've seen Faith do that tonight. She does a really good job. Like Andrews, she can get up fast and saw that overpass coming and made them pay for it.
18 serving 11. Set by Wallen, and Bishop tries to send it over with Sadie Wright, using her height right there, blocking it at the net. Not sure if she blocked it or whether it hit the top of the net. Either way, that was going to be a point. Musselman, and Coach Wallen wants another timeout as Musselman dominant here in set number 2. They have the advantage, 19-11. Timeout on the floor. We'll take the 30-second break as well. Back with more from set 2 at Klein Court. It is Musselman 19, Martinsburg 11.
That looks more like it.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
I sometimes wish people could hear the in-between or the timeout breaks from back at the court of the field, because that could be a show on its own sometimes.
I'm glad they can't.
19 serving 11 out of the timeout. Serve for Caroline Shipley, and too strong serving air for Shipley. Point, Martinsburg.
That was a good job by Haley Rudy. Another update. I'm getting the people in Hedgesville doing a great job of giving me updates. 11-7 second set, Hedgesville up right now.
So Spring Mills putting a little bit of a comeback effort on. 12 serving 19, and it will be Ashley Wallen for the serve for Martinsburg. Set here by Shipley. Tip by Ketterman, and good net play up front. Up there was Joseph was there along with, both Josephs were there actually, Jadlyn and Ella. And nothing that Ketterman could do. Point, Martinsburg.
Sure, there's proud parents somewhere up there in the stands. Hope they got a picture of that.
And a swing by Ketterman, getting to the back line. Haley Rudy is right there. Avery Bishop on the swing. Hannah Howard right there to start the return, set by Shipley. A strong swing by Ketterman. Now a overpass, but able to run it down was Wallen. That's set here for Shipley, and a kill for Sadie Wright. Point, Musselman, and they're the first to 20 here in set number 2, 20-13 Appleman.
Yeah, not a lot many can do about that with the height that Sadie could get up and how long she is. And going back to what we said earlier, she's very possibly one of the best middles in the state.
20 serving 13. McCoy on the serve. That one hit the top of the net and just managed to fall over. Point, Musselman.
I think she planned that. I think that was the plan.
I bet you.
She served,
I bet you a beer and a burger one night.
I'm going to hit that tape. She'll say she did. I'm going to hit that tape and it's going to roll right over.
21 serving 13 again. McCoy makes sure that one gets over, and going off of Haley Rudy out of bounds. Point, Musselman 22-13. They're within 3 of taking set number 2 in a commanding 2-0 lead here in the semifinal of Region 2 Section 1.
That was another one of those serves like Madigan had earlier where it just floated, and it was not much you could do with it because you can't tell where it's going.
Joseph, strong swing, but McCoy is right there. Set here for Howard, another strong swing, and not able to run it down was Madigan Faircloth. McCoy over there as well. Actually, they're going to call that point Musselman.
Yeah, that was out of bounds, so it's one that they allowed to land because it was out.
Serve here for McCoy was 23 serving 13. That's set here, a strong swing. Good job by McCoy keeping that one alive and just sending it over. Good opportunity here for the Dogs. and getting the kill will be Joseph.
Well, good job by Joseph there, and I think she's given them a lift. If I'm not mistaken, we didn't see her much in the first 2 matches. Looks like she's here in place of Carly Smith. I don't see Carly Smith tonight, so I don't know if she's ill or what. But Joseph has done a good job inserting herself in this lineup.
Serve here for Bishop. James the pass up to Caroline Shipley. Set to Sadie Wright. That one blocked, but now playable for both. It'll be a free ball getting over for Martinsburg, and easy work at the net for Ella Joseph. Point Martinsburg. It'll be 15 serving 23. Avery Bishop on the serve for the Dogs.
That was a good job by Ella Joseph on that play.
Pass from Faircloth set for Caroline Shipley. Tip over for Hannah Howard. Played well by the Dogs. Free ball over to the Appleman. Set again for Sadie Wright. Tip over. Great. A pancake by Ashley Wallen just to keep it off the floor, but couldn't get enough elevation on it. Point Musselman, and they're within 1 of taking set number 2. Sadie Wright on a serve for the Appleman. 24, serving 15.
Yeah, that play was all in the details, Matt. And you see something like that, and it doesn't look like it was anything spectacular, but the fact that she sold that tip is what's spectacular. They work on the small things a lot. And that's what we saw on Sadie Wright's tip.
That one going out of bounds, but tipped on the way over. Point Martinsburg.
Another update from Hedgesville. Hedgesville up in the second set, 17-10. So they're pulling close to evening the match up.
Serve here for Ella Joseph. Set by Shipley, Lena Rainey. Sending it over, playable now for Martinsburg. Free ball over. Let's see what Musselman can do here. Set by Shipley again. Coming up is tip for Hannah Howard. Point Musselman. Set Musselman. And they take set number 2, 25-16. We'll take a 90-second break, and when we come back, we will have set number 3 and what could be a deciding set here in this match after this 90-second break. Again, set 2 going the way of the Appleman, 25-16. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
He is the most interesting jeweler in the world. Celebrities ask for his autograph. When buying diamonds, experts ask him what they're worth. He once counted to infinity twice. He has his own astrological sign.
I may not sell every customer that comes into Bechtel Jewelers, but on the rare occasions when I don't, they often wish I had. Stay brilliant, my friends.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, you know, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
Welcome back into Klein Court. Both teams out of their benches. A 2-0 match lead right now for Musselman. They took set number 2, 25-16. Real quick, before we get into set number 3, let's take a look at some stats from that second set.
I think the stat that stands out for Musselman, now I only get Musselman stats, but they had 7 aces in that second set, led by McCoy with 3. And also their passing percentage was over 2. That's pretty good. So they did a good job passing. Also had 12 kills compared to 7 in the first set. So much more aggressive, more in system than what they want to get accomplished.
McCoy on to serve to start set number 3. An overpass here. Sadie Wright up the net, but now it'll come back and be playable for the Appleman, and Walker with the kill.
Boy, she got a hold of that one. We talk a lot about putting a hole in the floor. I think she dented that over there.
And you saw the excitement on that. I think she's been waiting for one of those this entire match. 1 serving 0, McCoy on the serve.
Yeah, she absolutely got a hold of that.
Too strong on the swing from the back line for Martinsburg. I believe that was Kiara Anderson on the return point. Musselman 2 serving 0. McCoy still in the serve for the Applemen. And here comes that serve. Again, low line drive, but playable for the Dogs. Strong swing, but again, this time that was Abby Rohrball. Point Musselman.
Yeah, we're going to talk about experience again, and this is a point back. You see Faircloth, who kind of floated back, and the ball, just as it got to her chest, she ducked and let it go by. That's a lot of experience that she's had over the years at club and et cetera. So that was a big heads-up play by her.
3 serving 0, serve error for McCoy, and that's the first blunder we've seen from her serving today. Point Martinsburg. It'll be 1 serving 3, Ashley Wallen. Now on to serve for the Dogs. Haley James, a bit of an overpass into the stands. Great job by Walker just to run it down. Hannah Howard will send a free ball over. And a good block by Sadie Wright. Point Musselman. That was all effort for the Applemen, and it paid off. Point Musselman 4-1.
That was a great job by Addie Walker. Boy, she's fired up right there. She ran into the bleachers for that one. That's why they don't let you sit on that bottom row, guys. When you hear the referee turn around and tell people to get up, that's why they didn't let you do it.
4 serving 1, Sadie Wright. 2 serve for Musselman. And to that back line, it's going to be an ace for Wright, going off of Anderson. Anderson having to turn to the side, it looked like. Wasn't really comfortable getting that one back over on the pass, or at least setting up a return. It'll be a point Musselman. 5 serving 1, again Wright.
Those float serves are hard to read. And it's easy to say that as you sit from the side, but from the back when you see them coming at you, they're really difficult to read. There's another one.
Good dig for Haley Rudy. And again, James with the pass to, now it's Caroline Shipley, Hannah Howard with the tip over. Now push over, and starting the return is James. A set here, Walker. Strong swing, but Martinsburg right there. Another strong swing. That one going to land inbounds. That was a close play. Haley James wasn't going to be in position to make that play regardless. Watched that one, hoping it was going to go out of bounds. It did not. A good job by Martinsburg. Point Dogs, 5-2.
Yeah, and this is real important for Martinsburg to get something going here late in this match in the third set. If they let a big lead get out on them, it'll be deflating.
Brenniger on the serve for Martinsburg. James the pass set by Shipley. Swing by Howard. Haley Rudy able to run it down to start the return. A good block at the net by Rainey on a strong swing by Kiera Anderson. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, there was a lift there called somewhere. It's probably on the dig attempt by Musselman, but Mo, the up official, called a lift.
Brenniger on the serve, 3 serving 5. James with the pass to Shipley. A set for Hannah Howard, and Hammer Howard, a strong swing, diving effort by Haley Rudy on that back line, but sent it about 3/4 of the way up the bleachers, just trying to get a skin on that in some way, shape, or form. Point Musselman at 6-3.
That was Hannah Howard's father that caught that ball, so that it went from Hannah to her dad. He should have held on to that.
Went from Howard to Howard?
Yeah, he should have held on to that.
Bella Hutzler on the serve for Musselman. It's set here by Wallen, and a good block in the front of the net. That was Danica Faircloth, and another one, but that one going to land out of bounds. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, this is important for Martinsburg right now to hang into this, because look, we've seen it before where someone's gone up 2-0 and then end up losing the match.
Too strong on the serve. Point Musselman, 7-4, and it'll be Hannah Howard now to serve for the Applemen.
That was a good job by Haley James and Madigan Faircloth back there to recognize that ball was traveling out.
Seven serving 4. Here comes that serve from Howard. That pass into the net. Now a free ball over. Howard with the pass. Hutzler with the set, and Faircloth with the kill. Point Musselman.
Yeah, Danica Faircloth's having a strong night over there at opposite, enabling Musselman to spread that ball around some.
8 serving 4. Howard on the serve. Pass up to Kiera Anderson. Now sent over. Howard will start to return. Set by Hutzler. Faith Ketterman with the swing. That one that kept airborne by a block at the net. And a strong swing on that far side. And that was Kiera Anderson on the kill for Martinsburg.
Yeah, she got a hold of that, and again, say the same thing. Musselman's only up by 3 right now, so important that Martinsburg gets some sort of run. They got the front row, I think, where they'd like it, with Morgan Andrews and Ashley Wall and Carrie Anderson up front. So I think they got the lineup that they want. Now they need to take advantage of it.
Gracie Wilt on the serve, 5 serving 8. Pass by Ketterman, set by Hutzler. Ketterman again, a strong swing, too strong. Out of bounds, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, she's been waiting to get going, and if she gets going, this match is over because you can see how that ball dropped right there. That wasn't out much. That was a positive error, just a little bit too deep.
Good dig by Madigan Faircloth, set by Hutzler. Danica Faircloth, another strong swing by her. That one going off of Andrews, out of bounds, point Musselman.
Yeah, Danica Faircloth flexing her muscles tonight. That was a good swing over there. She's been really successful over there at opposite.
Younger sister Madigan Faircloth on the serve, 9 serving 6. Haley Rudy will start the return. Now set here in a tip over, hitting the antenna on the way over, point Musselman.
Yeah, and that was just one. Even if it hadn't hit the end, if it was too far outside. Outside is a difficult ball. Too far outside is a difficult ball to play.
Serve for Madigan Faircloth. Good dig for Haley Rudy. And now Hutzler will start the return. A pass here to Faith Ketterman. Great job diving in was Brinegar to save it for Martinsburg. Set here for Hutzler and Danica Faircloth on the swing. Point Musselman.
Yeah, credit that now. Danica should buy dinner for her sister for the passes and for the setter for the sets because she's having a heck of a night. And it's not the easiest thing to do to be able to set opposite as much as they have tonight. So she owes Bella Hutzler and Caroline Shipley a good serve dinner maybe.
Pass up to the front now, free ball over, see what the Athlete can do with it. Set for Hutzler. Coming in is Sadie Wright, strong swing right there is Brinegar. Now again sending it over, good pancake by Hannah Howard, but couldn't get it airborne enough. Hutzler was also running in quick, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, that was a good shot over there by Kiara Anderson. She'll continue to swing. If anything we know about Anderson, she's aggressive. She's not going to slow down.
7 serving 11. It is Anderson on the serve. Madigan Faircloth starting the return. Set for Faith Ketterman from Bella Hutzler. And that kill going to go to Faith Ketterman. Point Musselman.
Yeah, and that could be a scary sign for Martinsburg. Right now, everything's clicking. If you get Faith Ketterman involved as well, they could be unstoppable.
Didn't get an official substitution, I don't think, and the first yellow card that I've seen yet this year. I knew that was a rule, but hadn't seen that yet this year. That's going to be for going onto the floor before officially being sent in.
Yeah, that was you don't see that too often, but the substitutions, they have to stand up there on the line, wait for the down official to tell them to go in. I guess the assumption was that he had gotten the substitution and he didn't, so they ran in, so he flashed the yellow card on.
The official call is going to be a delay of game. 12 serving 7. Caroline Shipley to serve for Musselman, but first we're going to have a conference with our 2 officials. And while we have an opportunity, take us through those yellow cards. Is it similar to soccer, 2 yellows turns into a red? Is it along those lines?
Well, I've only seen 1 red card. Normally the yellow card is to a coach for arguing calls, being a little bit over aggressive, and then the coach has to sit down for the remainder of the match. He's not allowed to stand up. So if you see Coach Wallen or Coach March get one, they'll have to take a seat. But for the player, I don't know that there's any outcome other than just a warning.
Back set here. Sending it over was Wallen, but playable for Musselman. And Ketterman again, a strong swing block at the net. Once again, it was Andrews using that height at the net, but couldn't keep it airborne. Point Musselman, 13-7.
Yeah, great job. Again, you don't want to get Ketterman going because it's tough to stop her.
Timeout taken by Coach Wallen. We're going to keep it right here and give Phil an opportunity to plug a special event going on right now for the Marius Group.
Yeah, actually, our office we're participating in Ameriprise National Day of Service. This Friday, we're going to be helping out the local Meals on Wheels program. So if you stop by to see us on Friday and we're not there, I promise we're not just taking a day off or cleaning somewhere. But for the entire month of November, we're collecting food donations to help out with the over 1,000 meals that Meals on Wheels deliver each week. So what we're accepting are baked beans, plain spaghetti sauce, elbow macaroni, ziti noodles. So we're looking for large cans and packages of each of those. Again, baked beans, plain spaghetti sauce, elbow macaroni, and ziti noodles. And also individual packs of applesauce, vanilla pudding, and fruit. Any donations are appreciated at our office at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg.
With you being on Eastern Panhandle Talk and all the ads we play for the Marius Group, which we appreciate you all advertising with us, don't get me wrong. I have your address. I hear that in my sleep.
Good. 1270
Winchester Avenue is one of those addresses I can remember for the rest of my life.
How come
for
you've never been by?
Financial. Play back underway. Faircloth sending that one sky high. Ketterman running it down now. Free ball over for Martinsburg. Set here by Wilt. Strong swing, and that's going to be a kill for Morgan Andrews. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, and to get back in this game, they're going to want to get Andrews involved. She's had a good night. Now she has to come off the floor because of the rotation. So now see if Joseph can pick up the slack.
8 serving 13. Serve for Haley Rudy. That one just getting over the net. Set here by Shipley. Strong swing by Wright. It's going to be a kill for Sadie Wright. Point, Musselman.
Yeah, things are starting to click for Musselman. You got Ketterman going, have Sadie Wright going. We saw Addison Walker getting going early on. You know Hannah Howard, as they chant Hammer over there, you know that she's going to be going. So Musselman's clicking on all cylinders right now.
McCoy on the serve, 14 serving 8. Good dig by Haley Rudy. Now free ball over for Musselman. McCoy and Howard almost running into each other. Tip over for Sadie Wright on the set by Caroline Shipley. You can tell it's not where Shipley wanted to set it to Sadie Wright, but Wright doing a good job of adjusting, and instead of going with the strong swing, went with the tip.
Yeah, it was a good placement on the ball.
Again, McCoy on the serve. Bit of an overpass here. Now, Madigan Faircloth running that one down on the front line. Sending it over with Hannah Howard. A set here, strong swing, good job by Abby McCoy. Free ball over again for Martinsburg. Swing from the back line, and that one inbounds. Madigan Faircloth got out of the way of that one again, thinking it was going out of bounds, similar to what we saw with Haley James earlier. And a good location on the swing for Martinsburg. Point Dogs.
Yeah, that was a heck of a swing. So credit to that swing. That was tough to play.
Serve for Martinsburg coming from Ashley Wallen. A set here to Sadie Wright. That one blocked by Ella Joseph, sky high. And now sending it over. Strong kill from the back line. That one by Ashley Wallen. Point, Martinsburg.
Yeah, again, Ashley can swing, so they're trying to get her involved as much as possible. Going back up to, even though they lost a point, what a pass that was in serve received by Haley James. That was a perfect pass.
Hannah Howard on the dive, sending it over, and that one out of bounds on the diving effort by Howard. Point, Martinsburg.
Good job by Peyton Ruiz down here to call a former Hedgesville Eagle libero that's now a referee, seeing that go over. She's done a great job as an official this year.
Madigan Faircloth, a bit of a miss hit, and now she's going to have to send a free ball over from Hannah Howard. A set here, and Joseph, strong swing, hitting the net on the way over. It's still shaken, tipped by Hannah Howard. That one deflected, running it down, free ball over, upcoming for Musselman, see if they can take advantage. Set for Caroline Shipley. Sadie Wright with the tip, but right there was Jadelyn Joseph, and we get a whistle beforehand, and it's going to be was that a lift?
Yeah, he called a lift on Sadie Wright, and saw him call something like that earlier. Coach Marsh doesn't agree with Mo Stinson there, so they'll have words at the gym tomorrow morning probably about that. But good eye there. But, yeah, he's calling a lift on that tonight.
Too strong on the serve for Wallen. Point, Musselman. They're out in front for 16-12.
Yeah, and, Martinsburg closed the gap a little bit there, so it's important. Sadie's had her way with some aces tonight, so it's important for them to stop a run, not to allow a run right here.
A set here for Joseph. And we're going to get a point. Martinsburg, as they're going to call Walker under the net.
Yeah, called under on it. I'm not sure which one. Either one has the same outcome.
All right, for those looking earlier, there was somebody made contact with the net earlier. Is there a situation where you can make contact with the net?
Not really. If the ball hits the net, and occasionally you'll see two players that may hit the net simultaneously, so a referee just may allow that play to go because you don't really know who to blame it on.
Randy sending a free ball over. And now Wallen, a strong one to the back line. Faircloth sending it to the front, and Hannah Howard, free ball over, see if Martinsburg can take advantage. A set here, a strong swing by Kiera Anderson. Well played by Hannah Howard, who will tip one kind of between the front and back line. Right there is Ashley Wallen. Good volley here. A set for Walker. That one blocked at the net. Point Martinsburg, and again, we're going to get a net call on Walker.
Yeah, he caught under the net on Walker there. She seems to be confused on what happened, but he called it immediately.
I don't think that Coach Martz was a huge fan of that call either. And Martinsburg making a run. Down by just 2, 14 serving, 16. Haley James will start the return. And a swing from the back line for Madigan Faircloth, hitting the net on the way over, dropping in, messing up the timing on that front line for Ella Joseph. Point Musselman. It'll be 17 serving, 14 on the upcoming serve for the Applemen.
I think same thing with Madigan Faircloth there. She saw the tape. She said, hey, I'm going to hit it into the tape. It's going to dribble over. They won't be able to play it. Good plan that Musselman has tonight with the tape.
Again, I'm betting you a beer and a burger that wasn't quite the plan there. Serve for Hutzler. A set here at the net. And right there on the return is Danica Faircloth. Hannah Howard. A tip to a swing to the back line and miss hit by Brenniger. And nobody able to run it down. Point Musselman, 18-14.
Yeah, that was a targeted attack, I think, on the part of Hannah Howard, where she had seen this place and she was trying to get to it, take advantage of the seam.
Serve for Hutzler. An overpass here, and easy work at the front of the net for Danica Faircloth. She's been making plays left and right, and that one of the easiest on the day so far.
Yeah, that's a strong girl, and you get up and she gets a hold of that thing. You can kind of hear the contact. If she can keep it in play, it's dangerous.
Timeout taken by Coach Wallen. Let's take a 30-second timeout as well. Back in 30 for the rest of set number 3. It is Musselman 19, Martinsburg 14. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
Here's to the people who put in the long hours, the ones who drive this community, take risks, create opportunities, sacrifice, volunteer, and stick with it every day. The ones who give their best for their business, their family, their community, their future. We love community business owners because we're a community-owned bank, and we're proud to be with you, in business and in life. First United Bank and Trust, my bank.
Welcome back into Klein Court. It's 19 serving 14 here in set number 3. Musselman already with the 2-0 advantage here in the Region 2 Section 1 semifinals. Set here for Hannah Howard. Strong swing to the far corner. Able to run it down is Martinsburg. Tip at the net. That was Lena Rainey after it was tipped over on that front line by Ashley Wallen. Or actually, that may have been Kiera Anderson. Either way, point Martinsburg.
Yeah, she just left her feet a little bit early, so she was early on the block.
Serve here for Ella Joseph, 15 serving 19. A bit of an overpass into the net, and nothing that Bella Hutzler can do with that one. Point Martinsburg.
No, it was a good move, but there's a fine line between a perfect pass and one that's too tight to the net.
Anna Howard, pass up to Hutzler. Set here again for Howard. Strong swing, point Musselman. Up front was Jadlyn Joseph along with Morgan Andrews. Neither one could get quite enough on that one to keep it out in front. Goes out of bounds, point Musselman.
Yeah, you'll hear the hammer calls over there by the bench when she gets a hold of one like that.
20 serving 16, Hannah Howard on the serve for Musselman. Low line drive serve. Playable for Martinsburg. Bit of an overpass, and Danica Faircloth trying to run it down after being sent over by Joseph. Point Martinsburg.
Now they got the lineup again. They won up front. I think that they won up front with Morgan Andrews, Ashley Wallen, and Kiera Anderson. Quick update. Spring Mills leading 15-11 in set 3. So the set's tied 1-1. Spring Mills leading 15-1 in set 3.
Serving air for Martinsburg. Point Musselman. They're within 4 of taking this one in 3 straight sets. And it's the libero, Madigan Faircloth, on the serve, 21-17. Overpass here, and Faith Ketterman at the net. Not the strongest swing, but still you're expecting a much stronger swing, which I think put Martinsburg a little out of position, just trying to keep that one airborne.
Yeah, it was a little bit more of an overpass I think Faith anticipated. Credit to her for being able to reach back and get that.
Good dig on the back line by Rudy. Blocked at the net by Sadie Wright. Point Musselman, 23-17.
Yeah, and I think Martinsburg's out of timeouts now, so they've got to hope for a serve error or something to kind of stop this bleeding if they're going to stay in the match.
Madigan Faircloth, 23 serving 17. Set here from Wilt. Coming over a good dig as Danica Faircloth and Madigan Faircloth run into each other. Made it hard for anybody else to run that one down. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, it looked like the sisters were kind of tangled up there. I was wondering if they're going to start fighting. That's what sisters do, isn't it?
Kiera Anderson on the serve for Martinsburg. Serving error for Anderson. And Martinsburg cannot give up any more points in this one. Musselman one away from taking this semifinal sectional match in 3 straight sets. It'll be Caroline Shipley serving for Musselman. It's 24, serving 18. Here comes that serve to the back line. Haley Rudy will start the return. Set here, and Andrews with the kill. That one deflecting off of Sadie right on its way over. Point Martinsburg.
Yeah, and it may start to sink in on some of Martinsburg's players. Some of these girls are seniors, so that they start to see their career come to an end. They're not going to let it go easily.
And 4 seniors on the roster for Martinsburg. Good dig by Hannah Howard. A pass here to Faith Ketterman. That one deflects off of Ashley Wallen on the way over, out of bounds. Point Musselman, set Musselman, match Musselman. They get the win in 3 straight sets of this semifinal. Region 2, Section 1, 25-19. The final in set 3, 25-16. The final in set 2, and set 1 went the way of the Appleman, 25-18. We're going to take a 90-second break. When we come back, we will recap this one and set you up for what our next broadcast is going to look like. Also may try to get either Coach Martz or a couple of players to see what we can do coming up here after this 90-second break. Again, in 3 straight sets, it was Musselman over Martinsburg. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
If you hang the WVU Medicine sign, certainly has helped take us to another level.
Evolving what we try to do as physicians and as a health system and organization is the mission of WVU Medicine, and it's an exciting mission to be a part of.
With the knowledge and the years of practice that they've put into this institution, they know a lot. They can help you, and they've helped me a lot.
Having people treated locally enhances their overall care.
The EPAN Travel Volleyball Club would like to wish the local high school volleyball teams good luck with their 2019 season. We look forward to seeing all players ages 12U through 17U at our 2020 tryouts in November. The EPAN Volleyball Club has been West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. The EPAN Volleyball Club is affiliated with the Chesapeake Region Volleyball Association and AAU USA Volleyball. Tryouts are usually held at Musselman High School. To register, email epan2@gmail.com or go to www.epanvbc.com.
As a mom, when I'm making dinner for my family, I want the best and healthiest food for them. That's why I get my meats from D&D Meats. Their meats are fresh, locally sourced, and hormone-free, chemical-free, and antibiotic-free. D&D Meats is also family-owned, so I know when I go in with a special request for my large family events that I'm going to get treated just like family. D&D Meats, located across from Musselman High School at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. What are you feeding your family tonight?
And welcome back into Klein Court in the semifinal for the Region 2 Section 1, the West Virginia High School Volleyball Tournament. It was Musselman in 3 straight sets. Set 1, 25-18 Appleman. Set 2, 25-16. And the deciding third set going to Musselman as well, 25-19. We are now talking with junior Faith Ketterman. Faith, congratulations on the win, first of all.
Thank you.
All right, what did you see out of your team today?
What's that?
What did you see out of your team today?
We just try to focus on our fundamentals and being aggressive because we know that it'll work out in the end. So I think that we passed a lot better than we have been, so we were able to be aggressive and put a lot more balls down.
Yeah, and I noticed, Faith, late in the second set and in the third is when you really got going, you guys were clicking on all cylinders. Was that something during the timeout that Coach Martin said, hey, we got to get the ball to Faith, let's get the ball outside a little bit more?
Well, I feel like we just focus on, instead of getting down in the beginning like we did in some of our matches, just staying up so that we can get good passes and be able to be aggressive so that it'll work out for us.
Great. What do you take away from the first 2 meetings against Martinsburg that you were able to use in this third and most important match so far this year?
Mm-hmm. Well, they've got some big blockers, so I think that we knew we needed to be hitting higher hands. We had to be Well, we were ready for tips more than we had been, I think, previously, because we'd seen some of that from them too.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys looked 100% prepared, and we're excited to see you guys here on Thursday, so we'll be covering it again Thursday, so good luck Thursday.
Thanks.
Good job, Faith.
Faith Ketterman of the victorious Musselman Appleman, our post-game interview today, again in 3 straight sets. It was Musselman over Martinsburg. Phil, a really dominating start to finish. There was a little bit of a run in that second set for Martinsburg, but other than that, it was a dominant match for these Applemen.
Yeah, and that's what they're going to need moving forward, especially when assuming they get down in Charleston. That's what they're going to need when they get down there. But, early I thought I saw a little bit of rust. They weren't swinging at the ball really hard. They were swinging, but it wasn't the type of aggression that you normally see. They were getting a lot of shots blocked. But as they got going, Haley James got going with her passes, especially when they got Faith and Sadie Wright involved. Danica Faircloth, I thought, was huge tonight, a huge boost to them. Not only swinging, but blocking as well. And it's, it's things like that Musselman focuses on. It's in the details, and, I'll point back to some of Sadie Wright's tips where she fooled everyone in the gym. They thought she was swinging, but no, she tipped it all along. And those are the small details that Musselman works on that ultimately it makes it a really close match, a 25-17 match.
I don't know about you, but coming off an injury, it was awesome to see Caroline Shipley play the way she did tonight and get the minutes that we were used to seeing at the beginning of the season and just hadn't quite seen her make that full recovery and get those important minutes yet. And it's probably to put her in a situation like this and make sure that she was fully ready to go. But I thought it was a great match for her, and I think the sky's the limit for the rest of this postseason.
Yeah, and, Caroline, she was cleared to play, and you could see them put her in spots. I think it was the strength of the ankle that she didn't quite trust, whether it was jumping or cutting. And I'm wondering as we get deeper into this, as that strength starts to come back in her ankle, if we'll see her also up there hitting opposite. But I tell you what, Addison Walker was big tonight too. She's a JV player. She hadn't gotten much time on the varsity court, so now you throw her in the first round of the sectionals. She had a huge hit over here earlier on in the match, and then the play where she ran into the bleachers. I thought that was a huge boost for the team.
Well, it's the first win of hopefully many more to come for this Musselman team. But again, it's just the first win. This is not their end-all be-all or anywhere close to their end-all be-all as the number 1 team in AAA across the Mountain State. But each win is a stepping stone towards that final goal of bringing home a state championship to Inwood.
Yeah, and strange enough, this actually was one of the bigger wins because, again, this is a win-or-go-home night. Whoever loses Thursday night's still alive to go down to Charleston. They still, and probably will, go down to Charleston for the state tournament. So whoever meets here Thursday night, you're going to have the winner who will win the section, but both will be back Saturday to play against the other section of Jefferson County, Hampshire County, those two, which would be Washington and Hampshire. And then from the 4 remaining 2 will go down to Charleston. So tonight actually was a big one because had they dropped it, they'd be going home right now.
Well, you mentioned who they will play on Thursday. We're going to take one more 90-second break. And on the backside of that one, we'll get our latest scoring update from Hedgesville and Spring Mills and set you up for what is upcoming. We will carry the game on Thursday. That will be our last TV10 broadcast of Musselman Appleman Volleyball. We'll set you up for that broadcast and get a scoring update of who that may be. The last time that we checked, it was a 1-1 in that match. Spring Mills taking that first set. Hedgesville battling back in that second set. We'll tell you how that one's going and, again, set you up for Thursday. Back in 90 seconds, again in 3 straight sets, it was Musselman getting the win over the Martinsburg Bulldogs. This is West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV10.
Let's talk trash, because when it comes to trash, you have options. Panhandle Dumpsters is a local family-owned garbage hauling company serving both residential and commercial customers with weekly trash pickup, dumpster service, yard waste pickup, and bulk pickups too. Panhandle Dumpsters will give you a free trash can and provide curbside service for just $23 a month. Panhandle Dumpsters features a fleet of quieter, eco-friendly garbage trucks, thereby reducing the noise usually associated with pickup. Switch now and save up to 30%. Call 833-DUMP-STR, panhandledumpsters.com.
Hi, this is Eric from Hagerstown Ford. I keep telling you that Hagerstown Ford has completely changed the car buying experience forever. And with a return policy easier than Walmart, Hagerstown Ford has a goal to deliver 350 cars and trucks per month. And when I say deliver, I mean deliver to you, where you are, just like Amazon does. And if you don't want it, return it. No questions asked. The only way Hagerstown Ford can accomplish this extremely aggressive goal is to make the car buying process fast and easy. We simply refuse to play the dumb back and forth games that most dealerships want to play. There's absolutely no reason for you to waste your precious time at a car dealership. I assure you, there is no dealership from Winchester, Virginia to Washington, D.C. that can beat our price. There's no dealership that will allow you to return your new car if you don't want it. Hagerstown Ford absolutely has the best price, and we'll bring the car to you. And if you don't want it, return it, period. No questions asked. There's no reason to buy anywhere else. Visit HagerstownFord.com to schedule your VIP experience and get your new ride delivered to you.
Contact dealer for details.
Welcome back into Klein Court. Matt Crawford, Phil McCoy, John Alderton, or Bubba Alderton right next to us, putting in those fake teeth that he so likes to have fun with and mess us up in the broadcast. That's three members of our broadcast crew. And our main TV 10 cameraman tonight was Zach Van Meter, and doing the hard work back at the studio was Eric Sterick. Well, it is time to set up our next and final broadcast of this 2019 fall, featuring the Musselman-Appleman volleyball team, and that will be a 7 o'clock start, the same as tonight. 6:45 is when our coverage will start with the pregame, and it will be either Hedgesville or Spring Mills. Now, the last scoring update we had was that Spring Mills is up 2-1 in that match. They took set number 1, 25-22. Hedgesville came back in set 2, 25-16. And in the third set, it was Spring Mills, 25-18. And not putting you on the spot here, Phil, but who do you expect to do you expect Spring Mills to hold on in that one, or do you expect a late rally for Hedgesville? Looking at that one and seeing that it's the 3-4 teams in the state, not only are they tight in the section in the region, but across the entire Mountain State, so you would expect that one to go 5.
Yeah, and it's deserving. In a way, it kind of makes me despise this system that we have, because you have the number 3 or number 4 team in the state that isn't going to qualify to go down to Charleston in the top 8. But as it is right now, I would expect if Spring Mills doesn't win this next set, so if Hedgesville ties it up, I think Hedgesville will continue on and win that fifth set. They're at home. They've got the experience. But look, Spring Mills is a force to be dealt with right now in the state, and I really do wish all 3 teams could go down, because I think they're definitely 3 of the top 5 teams in the state.
We'll tune in tomorrow morning on the 6 to 8 hour on Talk Radio WRNR. Our sportscast will not only have the final from this one, but we'll tell you who these Musselman-Appleman will face on Thursday. Again, we will bring that to you right here on TV 10, Comcast Cable Channel 10 in Berkeley and Jefferson County, along with WRNR TV on YouTube. Well, that is going to wrap up our coverage for today. Excuse me. Primal Conflict Wrestling coming up at 9 o'clock on the dot, so make sure you tune into that just about 35 minutes away from right now. Real quick, want to thank our sponsors again: Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, D&D Meats, Anthony's Pizza, State Farm Dave, Pippenbrink Insurance, Panhandle Dumpsters, Bechtel Jewelers, My Bank, First United, WVU Medicine, Berkeley and Jefferson Medical Center, Hagerstown Ford, Parsons Ford, and of course, our title sponsor is the Mirius Group. They are located at 1270 Winchester Avenue in Martinsburg. And again, putting on a very big food drive right now. So real quick, I know you don't have it in front of you. Just quick plug again for that one.
Yeah, the food drive, baked ziti, spaghetti, baked beans, so forth. Bring them by at 1270 Winchester Avenue. We're accepting donations for the entire month of November. You can just walk them into the office. You'll see all the food setting there. So for a good cause, Meals on Wheels puts out over 1,000 meals a week. So we're trying to contribute to that as much as we possibly can.
Along with our sponsors, a big thanks to all the folks here at Klein Court, head coach Sean Martz, athletic director Steve Campbell, for all of their help putting on the broadcast. For Eric Sterick back in the studio, cameraman Zach Van Meter, on-site producer John Alderton, the man to my right of Phil McCoy. I am Matt Crawford, reminding you in 3 straight sets tonight in the semifinal of Region 2 Section 1, it was Musselman getting the win over Martinsburg. Back out here on Thursday, 6:45 pregame, 7 o'clock start for the winner of Spring Mills in Hedgesville. It's going to wrap up our coverage tonight. We will see you all on Thursday. This has been West Virginia High School Volleyball on TV 10.
You've been watching play-by-play video coverage of West Virginia high school volleyball featuring the Eastern Panhandle Athletic Conference and the Musselman Applemen. Today's game has been brought to you by
The Marius Group. Start planning for a brilliant future. The Eastern Panhandle Volleyball Club, West Virginia's leader in travel volleyball since 2001. D&D Meats at 8488 Winchester Avenue, Inwood. Anthony's Pizza. Nobody does it better. Dave Pippenbrink State Farm Insurance. Call 304-229-0029 today. Panhandle Dumpsters, because you have a choice. PanhandleDumpsters.com. Bechtel Jewelers, West Virginia's largest Pandora retailer. My Bank First United, Bank Local, and by Appalachian Heating and Air Conditioning, where quality meets comfort.
TV 10 thanks you for watching today's presentation of Musselman Appleman Volleyball. All rights reserved.